My name is Michael Wolff, and I'm here because I spoke at Design Indaba a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed being here, really. And since I tend to do what I enjoy, I kind of tried to get myself invited to be here again by offering to be useful to students. My talk was really about being a designer and how it's about changing things and improving things for people. But the activity that I was involved in here was actually looking at people's work and helping them actually in live projects. You know, maybe how they think about what they're trying to achieve, how self-critical they are, how they have to please their lecturers and the education system and balance all those things. But it's quite severe, because sometimes, for example, we've got a project going on about postcards at the moment, and they're rather strange things because in a way they're obsolete in that, you know, people send texts and people have digital cameras and just download the pictures and send them to people. But there's a romantic thing about postcards, and you find the iconography of a postcard, that it's really a great piece of graphic design, is quite challenging. So a lot of interesting photography and maybe some not terribly good writing, but then I think that's the design business anyway doesn't really appreciate the value of writing and language sufficiently yet. That's true with professional designers. They think what it looks like is enough, and language is somehow a sort of copy or something. And you've got to get the typography right, but the meaning of something, including embracing language, sometimes a little bit weak. The interest in design is stronger than the interest in what design does. And I've often found that even with designers, you know, they're interested in design, but when you ask them what it's for and what result did they want to achieve by doing it, that's less convincing. And I don't know whether that's to do with maturity or whether it's to do with curiosity or a lack of curiosity or what. But for me, it's all about imagination and creativity. And so if you don't have pretty profound and strong curiosity and an appreciation of people and what situations they're facing in their lives, whatever they are, it's very hard to be imaginative, because your imagination is usually, I think, a response to something that you want to change. The government in this country, I think, and certainly in the UK, are talking about cutting art and design out of curricula. And at the same time, you hear them talking about exports and in the UK, the manufacturing sector. Well, there won't be any exports unless countries are making things that people desire and want and appreciate. And those things won't be produced unless there's a creative community. And there won't be a creative community if you start shutting those skills out of education. Money kind of rules. And I will talk to business people and you say, what are you in business for? They say to make money. And you say, well, no, that's not true. It's only foundries and printers who make money. You're there to earn it. What is the value that you're bringing to people that will enable you to earn it? And then going back to that other point, if you're not educating creativity, if you're not stimulating people to create beautiful things, you won't have a successful economy. And if you don't have a successful economy, then education and everything suffers. People are naturally creative and naturally intelligent and naturally responsive and naturally concerned. You know, people are, on the whole. But that sometimes is not integrated into thinking about what your work is for. It's almost as if designing is some sort of separate skill from living. And in a way it isn't. It's a way of expressing who you are. I feel that curiosity all the time. You know, I have friends who've died from cancer and they see oncologists. Well, what is an oncologist? It's a cancer specialist. Why do these professions use this strange language to make distance, you know, and I've often said this, I've said this here several times. You walk down a hospital and you will find people called patients referred to by their illnesses. You know, so here's a couple of coronaries, there's an emphysema, and that's a no change by the door. Well, a no change by the door is a pretty hopeless case. It's perfectly easy to ask somebody when they come into hospital, what would you like to be called? And just one fact about you. So suddenly you're Michael Wolff and you're a cab driver, and they know who you are. And similarly, I'd like to know what a registrar is, or is that a junior doctor? Is this a surgeon? Is this a porter? What are these people? So to reveal the medical profession to the people in hospital, and the people in hospital to the medical profession, so that there's some sort of common interest, if you like, again, and relationship, some sort of warmth or sense of contact would make such a huge difference. And if you're not curious, you don't notice that.